Alright, what is up, you guys? It's the Fallout with here, and today I'm doing my what if during literally after the next day. So I'm just going to do this, and after that go to sleep, and this is actually going to be the real one. I made some minor adjustments to the story, so hopefully you'll like it. If you don't, well, that's not all on me. I can tell you that much. So, this is going to be what if Deku's, fudge, I knew this is, I'm a freaking idiot. What if Alucard's grandson, an OC character, was in the Hajime universe? Here's what's gonna happen. Hajime and this guy, Alexander Helsing, are cousins. Alexander, he knows a lot about, well, weapons and details and all that stuff. Safe to say, he grew up as a weird kid. He's a Dampier, but he's not a vampire. He doesn't have the need for drinking blood, nor does he have the ability to drink, or how do I say it? He doesn't drink blood. He's okay in the daytime. He's not actually strong or fast like anybody else. He's just a normal person with just a little bit more information. The thing is, he knows how to make stuff, and he is pretty crafty at times, but yes, he gets sent to, well, the high school where Hajime was at, and here's how it goes. He goes and talks to his grandmother. Oh yeah, the reason why he lives by with his grandparents is due to the fact that, well, how should I say this? Let's say this, Alex's parents died just because of plot. There's no other reason. As dumb and as sad as that is, that's the only reason. They're just dead. So, what does happen is basically Alex goes to Japan because that's where their mother was at, or lived at, and she wanted to actually see how the Japanese culture is. Oh yeah, he's already learned up about what Japanese words to use and how to speak and all that stuff. So they're pretty much on the clear. So they go over there, and after that, there's pretty much no other thing to do. But when he gets introduced to the whole classroom, he stares straight at Hajime, or yeah, he just stares at Hajime, and he's like, "Well, it's a good thing my dear cousin is here." And this is when he's like, "Wait, what?" And yes, Hajime is somewhat related to him by we'll just say cousin, alright? Because that's easier to say than anything else. And this is when they're like, "Oh, look at that, the child of, Hajime has a cousin, and he looks a little bit more awesome." So, when these two start talking, he's like, "Well, cousin, it is good to see you," and all that stuff. And this is during the time Hajime is weak. So he's like, "Oh yeah, that's cool," all that stuff, and he's like, "Well, we're gonna be in school together. I would thank you. I would actually be glad if you actually showed me to where everyone is at, or where everything in school is at." And this is when he's like, "Oh yeah, well, that's what families are for." And he's like, "Okay, so give me a moment here, people." Alright, so here's what's going to happen. He does talk to Koki, or Kauki, don't know how to say the name. It's just the hero, basically the one that has all that golden armor. He speaks to Alucard's grandson. No, I think I'll just say Alex for a while. He speaks to Alex, and he says, "Oh, it's good to see that, Hajime has a brother. I mean, a cousin." And he's like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool. After that, he sees Kaori and Shizuku, and he talks to them and says, hello, just like doing pleasantries. And this is when the red-haired guy, I forgot his name, give me a moment here. Okay, so his name is Diayama. You guys already know, it's the guy that basically betrayed Hajime. He basically was trying to pick on him again and, trying to get him roped around his, arm and all that stuff. And this is when, basically, Alex grabbed him and says he's kind of uncomfortable. So, I'm going to talk to him over there. I don't know who the heck you are. All that stuff. And Dinyama or something like that. He basically just says, hey, I was messing around with him, that's all. So let me just have my fun. And this is when Alex steps in front of him and says, he does not want to have fun with you. I can tell because the way he acts around you. Or by the way he's looking at you right now, I can tell that he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to have anything to do with you. This is when Hinya, like I said, it's basically this guy right here. Hiyama. Or Daisuke. Him and Daisuke, that's easier to say, basically get into a little tussle with Alex just pimp slapping him and pretty much just pushes him out of the way. And he says, well, cousin, it seems that you have a lot of people who like you and at least one person who dislikes you and is just trying to make fun of you. This is when Nagamoro, or Nabono, Hajime, pretty much that's it. This is when Hajime just says, it's no worry, there's no big deal about this. And this is when he just says, it's nonsense, brother, come on now. Look at him, all he's doing is making fun of you. Not only that, just being just an unpleasant person with you. This is when Daisuke basically is about to land a punch, and this is when, what's-his-face, Alex grabs him and pretty much just flips him over. This is when he's on his back, and he's like, you see what I mean? You're telling me he was being pleasant for those couple of seconds? I know we're family, but you're not supposed to lie to your family. This is when Hajime says, okay, but is he going to be alright? Yeah, he's going to be alright. Believe me, if I wanted to, I would have at least broken one bone. At the very least. And he says, well, what about the teacher? She's going to get mad at us. That's fine. What's the worst that's going to happen? And all you see is basically them being transported. So, this whole time that happened, they're all looking at freaking Alex, and they're all like, I don't know if this is us, but did we just get teleported on the same exact time your cousin just said, what's the worst that could happen? They're kind of freaking out, and they're all like, this is gonna be his fault. But, when the king says, oh, brave adventurers who happen to be high school students, I need you all to help me out, destroy all the monsters, and, protect the world, the way nature intended it to be. This is when basically, Alex says, and I just started to get here. What the heck? Well, what's going to sorry about that. What's going to happen is basically Alex and Hajime are going to be synergists. That's right. These two are going to be the people who transmute and all that stuff. Now, this is what Alex is wearing. As far as I can tell, I don't know if I have the clothes for that. Yeah, you guys already probably saw what he's going to turn into. This is his full attire. And yeah, that's pretty much all they're going to wear. Well, he's going to wear for the time being. But What I didn't tell you is the fact that Alex is going to be the one that actually ascends down first. You see, what he does is try to get out of here. He's trying to get out of the labyrinth. But for Hajime is going to be the second one to get in there, but it's going to take at least a day or two. Now, how's this going to go? First, the whole situation with fighting the behemoth, Hajime and Alex are the ones that are going to be using the transmutation attack. You know, the thing that slowed down the behemoth. And while these two are running, basically, Daisuke shoots out the freaking attack, and it lands where freaking Hajime is at. And how should I say this? Oh yes, Alex is the one that grabs him and throws him towards the people while he falls down and Hajime hits his head. So everyone is shocked that their new classmates, and let's just say it was over like a good 3 days. They got to know Alex and his real name, and the fact that he's a Helsing, which is actually a pretty well-known name across some countries, and Japan is probably one of them. Due to the fact that they helped out a lot, and a lot of bad guys would have died if it would not, hold on. Good guys would have died, good people would have died, if not for the Helsing organization. Now, what happens is this. Hajime is on the ground, being carried back to where they were. And when he wakes up, well, you could see that, you see, he finds out about his cousin getting hurt. And this is the tipping point where he is starting his new transformation, or his process. This is when he's like, anyone who gets in my way, he wants to get out of there and he wants to save his cousin. Now, these two don't know, these two haven't been with each other for a very long time, but Alex understands now that this man literally sacrificed his own life for Hajime's. Not only did he protect him, not only was he kind to him, when other people were like, oh, yeah, you're cool and all that stuff. Shizuku and Kaori, a little bit of Koki, but he was never actually, he was just like, oh yeah, just keep it up, and he was just trying to be a leader all the time. But for someone to risk their own life, this changes Hajime for the better. And for the worst, because he's actually going to be the same Hajime, but without the, without some of the bad things that are going to happen to Alex. Now, he actually fell to the ground, and when he got up, he realized his left arm. Wait, which arm does he have? His left? The one he uses? Yeah, his left arm is broken. It's completely shattered. It's literally purple and all that stuff. And there's nothing for him to do besides just trying to move around. Now, when he gets up, he can't feel he feels very weak. But after staying down there and checking around, he finds out that there's, basically a little cave, and he starts to open it. This is when he sees a bunch of pair of wolves attack him, and this is when he pretty much slashes at one of them, but it pretty much hits him on the back, leaving him to actually close down the cave, or that weird little tunnel, and him finding a freaking magic, a stone. And this is when he devises a plan. He does a lot more the same as Hajime did, but the thing is, he is somewhat going to change, as I said. He pretty much stabs at a lot of them and pretty much is just eating them. But this is when he feels it hit him even harder than Hajime. You see, a part of his vampiric power is going through his whole brain. And it's just unlocking a lot more strength and a little bit more speed than Hajime got because of the whole fact that, literally, he's a dampire. A dapier. Or dapier. That's a very hard word to say. Please, cut me some slack. But when he eats all the monster meat, he gains a major buff. You see, he's a level 2. Let's just say he's a level 2. No, a level 3 at best. But the thing is, he's gained more strength because since he's a dapier, he's actually stronger than any average human in the original world. But the thing is because he doesn't actually possess that much power at first, and now a bit of him is actually, his vampiric power is actually showing, since he has at least 1/5 more of half of the strength more than Hajime did when he was a level 5. So, yeah, he's pretty much 1.5 times stronger than Hajime, faster, he's basically upgraded more better than Hajime. But for right now, he's actually, he was basically choking on the blood. Oh boy, I do not like where this is going. Lasto, I know if you watch this, please, just cut me some slack. This is not what I was trying to say. But he did eat the monster meat and basically upgraded himself. And this is when he drank holy water and all that stuff, but his body was still burning for a while. And when it stopped, instead of white hair as normal creatures, as basically Hajime did it, only probably one lock of his hair turned completely white, while the rest of his hair turned very black. Like jet black. This is alucard black. That's how black it is. Now give me a moment here, people. So, basically, since Alucard is not going to be here for probably, I don't know when he's going to show up, but eventually he'll probably show up. But when Alex starts to actually see all of his abilities, and he knows how to do the whole transmute thing. He pretty much goes the same route as Hajime, but with different ideas. He uses a shotgun at times and a rifle. Let's see. It's like a repeater. Basically, a lever action rifle. And yeah, he pretty much just uses that. And he usually carries a revolver around his waist. He's pretty much a little bit more loaded up, and he understands how to use it. Plus, he's stronger, so using a shotgun wouldn't be that hard. Let's see. Oh yeah, not only that, but Alex, when walking around, is starting to understand how these creatures are and what to do. He does look at the bear, and he just shoots at it and says, well, I'm going to try to see how tasty the stuff is. And yeah, he's understanding different things. Not only that, he understands how to create electricity around his hands, and he knows how to do the claw attack. He knows how to do aerodynamics. So yeah, he's pretty much more well-rounded. So, after a while, and after better clothing, he actually is well, he's ready to actually go and fight the two golems that are there. Are they golems, or they're technically golems, but at the same time, they're both classified as titans. Or not titans, but you know what? I'm getting too distracted. That's the word. So, when he just fights the two titans, he grabs his shotgun and pretty much shoots one in the freaking kneecap. But this is going to take a little bit more time and effort, since the whole fact of the matter is he's shooting the one who is protecting himself, or using defense magic. And after that, he shoots out a freaking, he does shoot out a grenade that comes right under the guy's feet. And this is when he feels a heck of a lot of meat, or at least he feels like he feels a lot of blood flowing out of him. And not only that, Alex just pretty much shoots him in the freaking head. And same goes for the other one, when he pretty much shoots out another grenade. This time the other one dodges, but grabbing his revolver, pretty much shooting him in the leg. And then after that, throwing a freaking knife at the creature's eye. The creature can't see, so it's being rampaged. And after that, grabbing electricity and pretty much going right through the center where he shot the creature at. And then goes to the bone. He's grabbing onto the creature's leg bone. Onto the creature's leg bone and shooting a lot of electricity out of him, which pretty much just reaches through the brain, disabling it, killing it. Now that's pretty much it for right now. And this is when he opens the door and he sees Yue, which, yes, her name is still going to be Yue. I'm not going to change it up just because it's a different character, and mostly due to the fact that I like the name. I think it's pretty cute and adorable, so the name shall stay. Let's see. What else is going to happen? Hold on here. What's going to happen is Alex is going to see Yue, but for the time being, it took at least a day for the whole situation to happen. And yeah, what does happen is, well, how should I say this? Hold on here. I forgot what to say, but oh yeah, Hajime says that he's going to the caves, or he's going down to the bottom level. But they're all like, "Oh no, you can't do that. That's bad." And he's like, "Why not?" And they're all like, "If you do that," I'm gonna actually sneeze. Give me a moment here, people. Sorry about all that. But he actually goes into the cave systems secretly, and he realizes that when he touches the button, he literally just jumps off. He literally does that. So, not only that, but he does break his fall. He does actually get his arm attacked. And since he's a little bit more determined, he trained a little bit more, so he's at least a level stronger than he was before. But still, he gets his arm chopped off by the freaking, oh, sorry about all that. He does get his arm chopped off by the freaking bear creature. So yeah, pretty much that's what's going to happen. And not only that, but when the creature attacks him, he pretty much sets up a trap, eating the bear. And because the whole fact of the matter is different events happened, so they're not all in chronological order. So yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot the bear basically got stabbed into the freaking neck, and basically he was having chunks ripped apart from him while he was still alive. And basically what happens is the bear actually is still alive while Hajime passes out, and the bear is actually getting attacked from the back, so it dies. Oh, but the wolves don't attack him. Basically, he got very lucky. And drinking the holy water, he got a heck of a lot more stronger, and pretty much is wandering around, seeing the freaking wolves, trapping them and killing them off. And then after all that, Hajime finds out something very important, and actually somewhat very he's actually very happy because he stumbled upon his cousin's work. See, Alex was creating weapons and all that stuff, but he actually he actually had prototypes and ones that were still working in order for when something like this does happen. Because the whole fact of the matter being, he actually saved this for his cousin. Now, why would he do that? Well, it's because it's simple. He knew that if it's his cousin or any other classmate, they would try to probably save him. So, if something like this were to happen, they would already have, like, the necessary tools to actually wield. And not only that, he actually was glad because of the whole fact of the matter being, he made weapons just in case. So that was a good thing for Hajime. Not only that, he found out so many written plates and all that stuff. Oh, what to do with this situation? What to do with this creature? And all that stuff. So Hajime, in the very end, got he got extra armor and bonuses just for being there. So yeah. So anyway, Alex goes around and he talks to Yue. But this is already 2 days already passed. Hajime went on his own. So there's 2 students that are going to die. Well, in everybody else's mind. Because they think that Nagamoro is very weak. And not only that, he's also wondering, what is he going to do? When he finds his cousin. Because he's thinking that probably he's very scared. Because right now, even he's scared. Even though everybody's going in his way, he, the whole situation, anyone who's going to stop me from finding my cousin is going to die. Well, he already found out that his cousin's alive. But if anything happens to him, he's very, he's not terrified, but he is concerned. Because, if you heard me say this before, it's his family still, and one of the family members literally risked his own life. Even though he's alive, he thought he was going to be dead. So, he's going to pay kindness with kindness and bullets by shooting down his enemies. So, after all that stuff, pretty much, he talks to Yue. Yue explains everything, and this is when pretty much... Instead of actually destroying anything else, or how should I say this? Instead of using just what's that word called? Transmutation. He put a bunch of grenades everywhere from every side, and then when he transmuted it, it just pretty much destructs. And while using the transmutation, it actually weakened the box, which held Yue, so he didn't have to waste all of his energy. Like I said, he takes a different approach to things. But, after meeting Yue and all that stuff, realizing she's naked, he says, Yue, put on some clothes for me, alright? Because you're very adorable, but at the same time, I'm still a guy. She gets a little, flustered and all that stuff, or, yeah, like how she was in the very beginning. So, anyway, let's just get to the part where there's the big scorpion. And this is when she is, like, talking to him and saying, oh, yeah, I want to be, with you. She doesn't want her old name and all that stuff. And he explains that, oh, he's a vampire. Some creature of the daytime. Where he's from, vampires, there's some vampires that actually can live in the day. But there's some vampires that can not live in the daytime. They're only at nighttime because of the fact that they have something in their blood, which technically doesn't allow them to do all that. So, after a while, they talk and the scorpion attacks. And this is when he pretty much just says, and I was just talking to someone. And this is when he starts shooting his gun everywhere. And this is when pretty much, the whole situation of what his attacks is. And yeah, he pretty much just shoots out a shotgun and just keeps shooting it and shooting it and shooting it and shooting it. And this is when pretty much the freaking creature is about to sting him. But this is when he climbs up, grabs a sword out of his back, and pretty much just slices a part of the tail where the very, sharp edge is. So, yeah, Stinger is no longer able to sting. It's more likely going to just flatten. So this is when he pretty much starts attacking it, and this is when Yue does her attack. That big Asiord blue. And it devastates the freaking scorpion for a while, until it wakes up again. And this is when he pretty much looks into the center of the creature's eyes and starts just shooting the inside of it. And then doing his magical trick, just shoving his fist straight into the creature's eye and just lets out freaking grenades, or lets out a grenade and just goes backwards. And this is when its head explodes from the inside out. Inside out. Yeah, the inside out. So after all that, she figures that, oh wow, she's hungry. She might as well have a snack. You guys could see where this is going. But this is when pretty much, yeah, he feels the bite, but this is when his body starts to really awaken again. So this is what happens right here. Oh, you already saw it, but yeah, his body turns into this. His hair even more blacker. His eyes are now crimson. His arm is still awakened. He has a sword. He has different weapons, but this is the one person that I could find that's arm is technically like that. So yeah, don't judge me. Not only that, he has a new change of clothes because he's been trying to figure out different ways to use the fur. And yeah, there's different clothing there. Let's just say it's plot, and plot. See right there? You see that right there? That's plot. I have no other reason besides plot onto why it's like that. So, yeah. Not only that, he has a vampiric form, which is this. Which will be in the very future, so you guys at least know. Now, what happens is basically, he goes and sees the hydras. And this is when he looks at all the snakes that are right there. But this is actually easier work. Let me tell you why. Because Yue just absorbed very potent blood. That's energy or mana is basically skyrocketing. Because, yeah, his blood is vampiric and it's multiplying every second on how strong his true power is. It's like a grenade. It's not shooting anywhere, but it's all gonna explode. You know, I'm not gonna. Let's just get to the fight scene. While this is happening, basically, he starts to run around. He starts to run around, and pretty much is just like shooting his weapons at it. And this is when the creature is just like, he's just like trying to attack, but there's no way it's having anything like, how should I explain this? There's no way he's letting up on the thing, and pretty much just shooting everything in sight. And this is when he's just shooting and shooting and shooting, pretty much wasting away a lot of his ammos. And this is when he made a dual-wield sniper. And what I mean by that, there's two freaking bullets that comes out of... Hold on. There's two bullets that come out of the barrel. It's a double-barrel sniper rifle. And it's going to be called the double take, as opposed to the triple take that I play in the that I use every time I play a game. So, you know, I'm actually going to call it Apex weapons. Let's say this. Hajime, basically, instead of calling it Donner or whatever other things it is, he's gonna call his weapons like this. The revolver is the wingman. He has a peacekeeper that basically is a quad barrel shotgun that shoots out 4 shells every time, and it's pretty much easy. You can reload it. Like, there's probably 16 ammo in there. You know, I'm not gonna speak anymore about it. He has 16 barrels. No, he has 4 barrels, and it's a lever action shotgun. He has a freaking 30-30 repeater, which is basically a rifle that's lever action. Let's see. He has something called the double take, which one day it will be called the triple take, but not yet. So, after basically shooting the double take, he goes and grabs his peacekeeper and pretty much is running very fast. And grabbing his sword, he basically shoots a gun. He basically shoots his peacekeeper at one of the hydras, and after that slashes the neck of one of them, pretty much instantly killing that thing, and then shooting electricity through the freaking creature's head, which actually stuns a lot of them, but Yue is still attacked, and she pretty much blacks out, and all you see is basically the head of the freaking Hydra being taken apart, looking around and seeing Yue just being hurt. Now, the creatures are shooting at him, or basically breath attacking him, and he basically kisses her in correspondence and saying, "Hey, I need you alive," and all that stuff. So, yeah. Can't die on me, buddy. Let's see, Oh, yeah. This is when Alex is just shooting at him with his wingman and pretty much trying to wake her up. And when she wakes up, she gets ready to use another attack. But this is when he just shoots out a freaking couple of flash grenades. And this is when Yue uses her multiple freaking lightning strike attacks, which actually kills a lot of them, or at least kills the freaking creatures that are there. And this is when I don't know if it's black or is it silver, because the other one was white, and that healed the creatures. You know what? Comment down below, because sometimes I forget, alright? So what happens is the creature is getting shot. Basically, the creature is dead. Except for the other one, because it shoots out whatever kind of radiation it has onto freaking Alex. Alex actually has the ability to stand on his own and actually is walking and walking and walking, and Yue, in order to distract him, is actually just, well, right there shooting him, shooting the creature with her, with Alex's wingman. He's walking around and saying, I'm letting I'm letting someone defend me. Oh boy, Grandma's not gonna like that. What would her words be? I order you to kill, kill, kill. Yeah, I'm a Helsing. I'm supposed to actually be the best of the best. I have to somewhat survive. Oh boy, guess she can look at me now. Killing creatures. She would possibly be proud of me. I know Grandpa will. Although he doesn't like the fact that I'm not a vampire. Although I am, I'm still a weakling. Maybe one day I'll talk to him and he can tell me how proud he is. But this is when he looks at her and sees that she needs help. And this is when he pretty much trying to get up, but he's very weak. But Yue is actually pushed back, and pretty much all you see is Alex looking straight up at the freaking creature with eyes that turn even more red. They're like even redder than red. And this is when he pretty much just starts running, and the creature is getting attacked. All you see him is with a freaking double take, shooting the creature at the face, and pretty much stunning it for a couple of seconds, while picking up Yue, pretty much running away and drinking her blood. Which is technically, her blood is right there on her face, so he's just licking it off. And all you see is basically her being a little, like, flustered, because it's like she's being licked, her blood is being licked off by him. And basically the whole kissing scene does happen, and this is when he pretty much gets strong enough to do his ultimate attack, which is pretty much just a bunch of bullets flying around. But he doesn't feel nothing. But he does feel something. Let me explain this more. Once he shoots at the freaking creature, he tells Yue to drink his blood. So she pretty much gets another mana burst in power, and shooting down the creature and like shooting everything he has, while she just uses her lightning attack or fire attack, which pretty much beats it down to where freaking Alex gets very mad and slashes at one of the creature's necks. And he starts to drink and eat the flesh out of it. And pretty much is starving, is basically feasting himself on pure energy that's right there. He has the ability not to heal himself whenever he needs to and heal others. Not only that, he has the ability to somewhat debuff people, which is probably just going to be turned into bloodlust. And all that good stuff. And basically he has fire. And whatever else he had. Oh yeah, and he has the ability to once every day, he shoots out a high voltage power, or high power, like a laser beam, like through people. So yeah, he's pretty much charged up with attacks. But give me a moment here, people. So, what does happen is basically, well, how should I say this? Alex does, He leaves down small notes and small trackers to where he's at. And not only that, he's somewhat leaving, like, clues to where he's at and, like, ideas and how to use weapons and all that stuff. So that way his cousin, not knowing his cousins actually did what he thought it was gonna happen, he went to him. And not only that, UA basically got him buck naked. Alex, not Hajime, and yeah, Alex was like, oh yes, I mean, no, this is not supposed to happen. But deep down, I know that Alex is kind of like his abridged grandfather. At times, a massive perv. But when he wakes up, he finds out that he has wings. And not only that, he went to see one of the Mavericks. The Maverick was there, and he realized what actually went on. And let's see. He realized that he has to wear a new suit, new clothing. UA is pretty much happy that, well, that he's still alive, which kind of calmed him down. Not only that, he's wearing new armor because now he's like, basically, he's making so many items, and yeah, this is what he's going to look. Where was the thing at? Nope. That is his full costume. He has wings. His arm is now a claw, or basically it's a mechanical, but he has a weapon system there, where instead of his sword, he has a black talon that is very strong and condensed by one of the strongest metals in that world. Let's see, not only that, from this to this, from that, look at that, that looks adorable! Oh gosh, that is cute. Anyway, from basically that, now you have two vampires, one that's strong enough to probably take over a country, and plus also someone who will be there to assist him in world domination. But anyway, that's where I should end things off. I hope you all liked this little bit of what I'm I hope you all liked it. Part 2 will possibly come around Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. At the very least. So, like, comment, do subscribe to the channel here, people. This has been the Fallout with a Fear. Bye.